here's the most important thing. We'll get into Tua's prep for the game and all that type of stuff. That's great. But
he's probably watching film right now.
Oh, he probably was. But Florio won't make a post about it.
Probably icing his knees.
Tua Tagovailoa yesterday. He was asked about Dan Marino because it was Dan Marino's 60th birthday. And as you know, and I have reported exclusively on this show, I've had boots on the ground at Dolphins camp. Boots on the ground, and I am observing things. And one thing I have noticed is when Dan Marino watches Tua Tagovailoa practice, a little twinkle in his eye. You can just say, it's not like he's gushing. It's just a little bit like, all right, I see you. I see you. And yesterday, he was asked about Dan Marino and wished him a happy birthday. And also says he's been inputting on meetings, Leroy. Here's a little bit of a Tua Tagovailoa.
This is today's 60th birthday of the greatest quarterback
Dan Marino.
in Dolphins history. I was going to ask.
I don't forget Jesse Davis. It's Jesse Davis's birthday too, guys. Go ahead.
Would you mind talking about just your relationship with Dan? Do you talk a lot? How often do you talk? Does he text you ever? What's that relationship been like?
Yeah, I think Dan's done a great job being in our meetings. He has a lot of input in our meetings. Happy birthday to Dan. I got to see Dan today. Wished him a happy birthday. But yeah, he's not much of a texter. But in person, Dan sits in our meetings. He helps us with things that we don't see or we never thought of seeing. But yeah, I think it's really good to hear it from his perspective, someone who's played the position. So
I gotta tell you, you know what I always wonder?
What's that?
When, for example, Dan Marino could see a lot of different things on the football field because he had a cannon.
Yeah.
Right? So how does he take that information and relay it to guys who don't necessarily have the talent? You know what I mean? Because he'll say, he's thinking in his own, I can make that throw.
Yeah.
How do you, knowing that guy can't make that throw?
It's like you and I are simpatico, okay? I'm glad you made that question come up here. Would you like to hear the best advice that Dan Marino has given Tua Tagovailoa? Because he told you. He told you yesterday.
What's the best advice he's given you about being a quarterback and trying to lead this team? Or just a general theme that he always stresses with you?
Pick a guy and let it fly.
Leroy.
No, don't do this.
Leroy.
No.
Leroy.
No.
Goosies.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
All of a sudden, you start talking like that, and Marcos is back there like he's getting his master's in something.
What? What do you mean?
All of a sudden, he in school trying to get a doctorate.
You don't get goosies? Marcos, you don't get goosies from the advice that Dan Marino has given down to Tua Tagovailoa, passed down like a prophet?
Okay, the question isn't do I get goosies? It's Leroy, how do you not get goosies?
How do you not get goosies?
Come on.
How do you not?
Pick a guy and let it fly? You can use that in other facets of life.
Because you know what that mantra ends up with?
What?
Picks.
Nah.
Hey.
But how much better is it getting that advice from Dan Marino than Ryan Fitzpatrick?
True, because they give the same advice.
We know Ryan Fitzpatrick picks a guy and let it fly.
I don't even know if he picks a guy.
You hated that.
I hated him.
Really?
And his whole act. Pick a guy and let it fly.
Dave South say Tobin is to his pro football talk. Yes. Yeah. So you should for every article that release from Mac Jones, you should just respond.
Yeah, I'm gonna have in my own website, TFT, Tobin's Football Talk. And it's gonna be like Tua Tagovailoa, Dan Marino's advice, pick a guy and let it fly.
No, it should be TS3. Tobin Silly Sauce Sports.
I actually like that, though. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty good.
Dude, I love the idea of Marino sitting in these meetings, and he's just like, All right, everybody. Shh. Shh. Marino's about to talk.
I'm trying to think,
Charlie,
did we ever have anybody in our meeting room? No, but I will say this. When I got to the Browns,
Yeah.
the meeting room was pretty packed with guys who had been there. So it was a little bit easier transition, versus being in a room with a bunch of young guys. So I had a lot of guys like, hey man, you can't do it. No, Chet. You do not have the ability to do no. So they would actually say something to me before the coach. Mm-hmm. So when I came off the sideline, they're like, oh, you really thought you could make it there, huh? What do you run, a 4-1? Because that's, and so when you respect the guys that you play with, when you come off the field and they're critiquing you and telling you what you need to do, it comes from, a better place than if a coach is yelling it at you.
Yeah, but you didn't get some goosey worthy material from Jim Brown, like a golf with the guy.
I golf with Jim Brown every Monday.
Yeah, so you didn't get any.
And that's and what I would say is that Jim Brown never talked to you from the standpoint of what you need to do on the football field. He always talked to you. Like, we were playing Dallas one time, and he flew down to Dallas with us, right? And he stood up and said, he went almost player by player and said, I hope you think or and you got to believe that you better than the guy, you better than Emmitt Smith. Like, he would say stuff like that, right? And then he would call you out. You think you can cover Michael Irvin? And he'll say it to a corner. And you sitting in the room, like the night before the game, you're like, hell yeah. Right? It was kind of like that.
Dr. Toboggan says, find a hole and let it roll. Jim Brown to Leroy Horde in the 1990s.
Really? What are we doing? Here's the difference. Here's the difference. Here's how we would go at it with Jim. Because, it never fails. Like, guys would always talk about how tough it was to play football in their era. Mm-hmm. Right? And so we'd be going back and forth, yucking it up with Jim. And then finally it would come out every time. Well, hell, Jim, you weigh 30 pounds than anybody on the field. You think you should have broke a couple of tackles?
Jeez, man. So you did him like that?
Dude, think about this. Nick Bonacani had to tackle Jim Brown.
Leroy, you've been body shaming for decades.
That would be like Mark Hochman trying to tackle Gronk.
Hawk's got good
that's not going to go well.
It's just a great thing to envision.
Right. I got your flag.
Texter writes in, when Marino picks a guy and lets it fly, it's for TDs. When Fitzpatrick did it, it was for INTs. That's true. It's true. It's true.
I just think there's another part to that lesson. Because Fitzpatrick picked the guy and let it fly too.
Yeah, but, now Marino's telling him different.
Here's the problem. No DB could outrun Marino's football because he threw it. He had a cannon. So that guy could pick a guy and let it fly.
Well, I don't think you'd give the advice if he didn't think Tua could do it. Why would you give him bad advice?
He doesn't have. Stop, dude. Stop.
You wouldn't tell.
Stop.
Like, for example,
Stop. No way.
No.
Like, Tua can throw the ball like Dan Marino.
Like
not
you
saying he's not good.
Like Ray
not
Allen.
Saying he can't be productive, but there were only a handful of people that had an arm I tell you, used to pick a guy and let it fly too. That had a very similar arm to Dan Marino.
No,
Brett Favre.
I think it's like
Brett Favre did it.
No, yeah.
And guess what? He leads the league in
interceptions.
Yes,
still had a Hall of Fame career. Still a Hall of Famer. Still a Hall of Famer. But Ray,
is he a Hall of Famer because of his picks or his touchdowns?
He's a Hall of Famer because he's a Hall of Famer.
All right.
Like Ray Allen wouldn't go to Alonzo Mourning or wouldn't go to I don't know. You want to go to Dwayne Dedman and be like, stroke the ball and the shots will fall. But he'd tell it to Duncan Robinson.
Dude, why, when you talk about Tua
What?
and you trying to explain why everybody should have the goosies or tear up,
Yeah.
that the show comes to a screeching halt because of your last comment. Like, you can't even.
Dude, no.
What are we doing?
Everybody who's everybody has the goosies when they hear that Marino and Tua are hanging.
No, you don't.
Yes, they do. Come on.
Dude, look, there was nobody more excited to have conversations with Jim Brown than me.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to golf with him and have the conversations for 3 hours every Monday, right? It was cool. I'm not going to lie. But I wasn't getting goosies.
Look, that's fine. But I bet you that the Browns fans, if they heard that Leroy and Jim Brown were golfing, they got the goosies.
Wasn't none of their damn business.
What? I don't really care if it was out there. If you guys were on social media, like if you were on Instagram back in the day.
No, I wouldn't put it out there.
Somebody else did. Somebody else did. Maybe you didn't, but somebody else did. I know you wouldn't have because you're not social media savant. But if somebody else,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, like
I go at it a little bit.
No, you don't. If somebody like Brown's Football Talk put up a video of Jim Brown and Leroy Horde golfing, somebody would. Tobin in Cleveland would have gone on the radio on Monday and would have been like, goosies.
No, Leroy said it was. Maybe Jim Brown could help his ass from stop fumbling. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. It was here's the thing about rabid fans, right? They hold you accountable without watching no film. So if they think you had a bad game, now the way stadiums are set up now, athletes park like in the stadium, and then you just take your car, get the hell up out of there. You'll have no interaction with fans. When I was in Cleveland, our parking lot was the same as regular people, and they knew your car, right? And so you had to not only walk the gauntlet to get across the street to your car, but then the police had to walk your car out of the parking lot because if you had a bad game, people would let you know. Case in point, we played Philadelphia one time.
Yep.
Right? Eric Metcalf was hurt. Webster Slaughter was the punt returner. He caught a punt on the 1 yard line because he lost, track of where he was, fumbled the ball. We ended up losing the game 30-31.
Jeez.
Right? He leaves after the game. He feel bad. He say, man, I'm sorry. We're like, don't worry about it. Well, I mean, we all make mistakes, whatever. Like, it's football. He goes to leave. He comes back about 15 minutes later. He said, hey, man, can I get a ride? What's wrong? They slashed my tires. He had a brand like SL 500, souped up, looking nice.
That's tough.
Right? Slashed his tires. That's Cleveland football.
I'd like to close this segment with Dade South's other Marino advice. Marino says, let it loosies, get the goosies. Will Fuller, he came back yesterday, back on the practice field.
Is he going to start?
I don't know. They're doing the secretive thing. Flo's not even saying if he's playing. He's like, if we use him, that's how he rolls. Let me ask, Coach Flo, how do you imagine? What do you imagine Will Fuller's role being in the offense? What he can do for the offense?
Well, look, we got a week of preparation. We need to see where he's at. He hasn't practiced. He's been a little banged up, but once we see where he's at, where he is in the playbook, we'll determine how much he will play. Look, there's a lot of guys. Look, that's a full room. We got a lot of guys that bust their butts to get on the field, and we want to make sure that he's ready to be out there. And until he's ready to be out there, then we go. And it's not just that way for him. It's that way for everybody. That's how we run our team.
Let's hear from real Coach Brian Flores on Will Fuller.
Today will be his first day back, off of last week, and he's had some practice time with us. We'll know what more to expect after we practice and get into it a little bit. If we're just going to go off of past history, it's obviously he's had some production in this league. He's got speed. He's a good route runner. We'll practice today and see how it goes, and make a determination on who plays, how much people play, and if we think he can help us, then we'll be out. He'll be out there.
Same thing. Match every time. He gets it. He nails it every time.
I don't understand. How can a group of grown men in that room who've been around football not know this is the answer you're gonna get? They're all standing up front like they're gonna get. Oh yeah, he's gonna play. No coach does that.
Man. Here is Tua Tagovailoa. He was asked about Will Fuller, them getting on the same page. Says he's using some special teams time during practice. Leroy, get a little extra work with Will Fuller this week.
Yeah, I think it's fun, and it's good to have Will back. We can see in the game plan what things he can do to help us win this game. But really, it's still things that we need to work with Will on. With me and his timing. And that's what special teams is for. When special teams is out there, I'm pulling him to the side. I'm throwing routes to him, single routes, whatever routes he has in the game plan, and things like that.
Boom. I love it. Extra work. That's how you get on the same page. That's a leader right there. That's a leader. I'm pretty sure Marino taught him that.
Can I just say
Yep.
that throwing a couple little hitches on the side does not get you ready for football.
Oh, it gets you ready, dude. It can't hurt. Can't hurt.
Really?
Couple extra reps.
You know what's going to happen? You ready? You familiar with Will Fuller's work?
I am familiar with his work. He's fast.
On Thursday, guess what's going to happen?
What?
Sore hammy.
No, dude, don't say that.
I'm just saying.
He didn't get hurt last year. He got suspended. He was back. And he's using Tua's strength coach, And we know how Tua's looking. Swole as hell.
You don't need Fuller to be swole.
Well, no, I just need him to be fast. Ricky Bobby fast. Do you want to hear this? This is kind of cool. You want to hear who we got advice from on the deep ball?
Who, Tua or
Will Fuller?
Will Fuller.
Yeah, Will Fuller got advice on the deep ball.
Why? He ain't throwing it. Why does he need?
Well, he got a little advice from former teammate of Leroy Horde's named Randy Moss. Maybe you heard of him?
Actually, my second year, Randy Moss told me this. He came to training camp. He said when he ran his deep balls, a lot of receivers when they run their post or goes, they turn back and look at the quarterback. The quarterback he's probably already throw the ball. So he told me look up when you turn around. Don't look at the quarterback because the quarterback don't have the ball anyway. So that's helped me a lot. Getting the ball in the air quick. Not turn around looking at the quarterback, looking up for the ball. So that's helped me a lot. And just running out your break. Run 3 or 4 steps out your break, then look up and try to find it.
Goosies.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. Randy was one of the fastest dudes I've ever seen in my life. But the one thing he did as soon as he got into the league, and I don't know where he picked this up from, is if you ever watch Randy Moss play, when they tell you catch the ball at its highest point?
Yes.
He would never do that. He would always stick his hands out at the last minute so the DB couldn't grab him. So if you watch him catch a deep ball, it almost looks like he always caught it waist high. He would put his hands out at the last minute and catch it. And it was really crazy because that's not the way most receivers are taught. But he always seemed to catch that deep ball right in the breadbasket.
Dan Marino teaching Tua. Randy Moss teaching Will Fuller. Couple of senseis.
Bill Belichick teaching Flores about the
cheating.
I'm telling you, I could do this all year. We can go to any coach in the league, and I can pretty much give you an answer based on that coach's personality.
Like, when will I get a detailed answer? If somebody asks Flo, like, hey, Flo, what are you actually doing right after this press conference?
But how about this? I'll give you one better. The Dolphins win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
He's going to say, you know what? Our guys really put it together. It was a long season. We worked hard at it. We made our adjustments, and we came out on the top in the end.
Look, I don't care as long as when he wins the Super Bowl, he doesn't try and make a crowd chant "No days off."
Oh, no. Flo looked like
no days off.
To be honest with you, Flo can't wait to get to game day so he can show some excitement.
Oh, I know.
That excitement normally comes out at an official.
He is.
Because I have seen, for a guy who can barely, he mumbled on the sideline. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, have we ever gotten a good Flo mic'd up?
Oh no, you can't mic.
Why not?
I mean, Belichick has been mic'd up.
Yeah, Belichick's
before.
been mic'd up before.
Well, that's what you get after 6 championships. You don't care.